It's right. Boom. Right on this on the spot. That's what I was gonna say. It's a pleasure to have you back again, RAS MIDAS. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, and it's also a pleasure to be with DJ Man, TRU-MON, the TRU-MON Show.
Yeah. Today we're gonna talk about. We're gonna have another little reasoning together. I think it's a must when you but it's a must. It's something you do naturally, reason and reflect once you start activating something up there. So it becomes very natural for me to also connect with great people like you to learn also your perspective and your perception of life. I want to hear, I want to have data, like I said the last time, man. So the more data, the greater my perspective and my thing will be. So but first I would like to hear you on some stuff that I have in mind. Like I said, I'm just gonna bring a three, four, five words, and we're gonna make a big discussion with that. But I think at first it's important in life to have some kind of commitment. And the commitment, when I look at it, and I want to have your point of view, your perspective on this after, I'm going to just give you a little bit what I think. But commitment to me, if I look at the word says it all. It's communication. It meant the mind. So, if you make a commitment with yourself to have a great communication inside, and it's not just communicating, it's having a great communication, is different. I think we can elevate easier and create, and again, the elevation is the elevation of the vibration, right? So maybe you can extend on commitment. How important is it for you to stay committed?
Well, first of all, when it comes on to commitment, there's plenty different aspect of commitment. First, you have to commit yourself to be in communication with the Creator. Some people say God, some people say whatsoever, but my name is the Creator. That is the first commitment. The second commitment to I is love. How are we going to learn to love each other and have a commitment to love? The next aspect of commitment is truth. If we are going to commit ourselves to the truth, commit ourselves to love, and commit ourselves to be in communication with the Creator, because we must remember that we are living in the Creator and the Creator is living within us. So we have to be part of the source of life. And when we can put these three aspects together of commitment, then we can move forward in respecting each other, sympathize with each other, listen to each other, accept each other to make it be a reality within our commitment of life and commitment within the human family.
Yeah, and I think also, like we said the last time, I think we're together, we're talking about the tree of life and being committed, to produce the fruits also. Like that's what I think. I see myself as a tree that can produce fruit, that can branch out, that can have a strong root, strong foundation, and I can branch out and produce fruit. But also, some trees produce fruits that are bitter, So we have to make sure that the fruit is sweet, right?
Yes. Well, it is written, man shall be like the tree that is planted by the rivers of water and bringeth forth fruit in due season. Now, plenty people on the religious plane take it for a natural fruit, but it is referring to mankind, human beings. If we produce positive tree, then the tree will produce positive fruit. And if the tree produce negative tree, the tree will produce negative fruit. So we have to, at all times, plant our fruit on a solid foundation and on fertile soil. Because like the farmer plants some seed, and some was plant on solid soil of prosperity, and some was plant on a rock. And the seed on the rock never grow because the ants and insects come and eat up those seeds. It's just how human beings work at times. If your works is positive and your vineyard is positive and the ground that you plant your food or the seed is positive, then it will stand as a reality within the environment of man. But when it is negative, it is like the chaff that the wind blow it away. It's like the dust. You see it for a while, but it never stand to the test of time because it is not positive and it is not fundamentally right within the scheme of humanity in a positive form.
Exactly. And it's like one tree falling in the forest will make more noise than 1,000 growing, but the 1,000 growing are much more strong.
Yes, because they are in tune, they are in rhythm with the wind.
Yeah.
And when you are in rhythm with the wind, there's less noise because it is not the lots of word you speak, it's the works that manifest from your word. Because word is one thing, but the manifestation of works to put your words to works is a different entity. Because that's why it is written that word without works is vain imagination. And so you have to put your words to works to let it be a reality.
Yeah. And imagination is the most powerful nation in the world.
Yes, it's supposed to be our imagination. Because the imagination is coming within the I am that I am that I am, which is the word, the life, and the man.
Magic from magic.
Yes, is imagination.
Yeah. I
We,
didn't
we,
I didn't see it like that. I just see it imagination.
yes, he can. The word imagination. Who is he? What he mean? It doesn't have any meaning. But when you correct the word to imagination, it is connecting with the three power of the Trinity within yourself, which is I am that I am that I am.
And again, imagination doesn't come just from having thoughts. No? I think it's a process. But imagination comes probably from the same root as the memory. No? What we can remember and what we can imagine, probably same place in the brain, right?
No, imagination is what Babylon taught us. Because Babylon is not dealing with the I am that I am that I am. He have to deal with he. But as I'm saying, what is the meaning of he? There's no meaning of he. So is our imagination coming from the spiritual vine of tranquility, the spiritual mind of positivity.
And the I am thing you were referring to, I think that's something a lot of people miss with the word Jesus. Because if you look at Jesus and you add the I in it, it becomes je suis. I am. En français, c'est je suis. Puis same thing, if you take that word, je suis, and you add a T in it, it becomes Jesuits.
But the word don't pronounce as Jesus, the word pronounced as Jesus.
No, but in French, if you had the I, it becomes je suis.
Okay. Okay, I understand what you're
That's
saying.
what I mean. If you had the I, which is I, je
But,
suis.
but,
But they
but
took out the I, probably from Jesus or whatever they pronounce it, to just to probably mesmerize people.
well, I don't want to offend Christians or Jesus believers, but the man name in that time wasn't Jesus. We must remember that Jesus is the image, the symbolic image of Christian mythology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They make it a myth more than anything, Jesus. I don't want to offend nobody. It's not I want to remain within the respect for sure. But if I look at the word, only the word without the people believing in it or anything, I just add a high and becomes je suis.
In
But
Jamaica, some people pronounce it as Jesus
yeah,
because that's what they say, you know, Jesus. So a man say, well, this couldn't pronounce as Jesus because in English it would start with G. So he said, well, this word to me is Jesus.
but I think if you talk about Jesus a bit, I think we all have the potential maybe to reach that Christ consciousness or something. I think it's more of a representation of who we really are, maybe. What do you think? What's your take
No,
on this?
we are responsible for our own consciousness. Because remember, those things that was written was for people in that time of dispensation.
Okay, yeah.
But now we realize how important it is to be within ourselves and to know ourselves. Man, know thyself. That was a word spoken by a great Egyptian writer called Imhotep. He said, man, know thyself. So when I and I know thyself, within thyself, we are responsible for ourselves, our doings, how we manifest our creative force within ourselves, how we relate to each other within ourselves, because we have to relate with each other within ourselves first before we can relate to a brother outside ourselves or a sister outside of ourselves. Because everything have to manifest within yourself first before it can go out.
We must at one point see a true reflection of ourselves when we look in the mirror at one point. I think that's kind of important in a lifetime. That's what you're talking about. It's seeing
Yeah,
a true.
sorry. If if a man or a woman, and today I might use the word man, but if any female is listening to this program, the word man mean male and female, because it takes a female and a male to be a complete man, because man is male and female. So if any female is in the audience and hear me talking about man, don't feel any way, because we must come to the realization that the word man means male and female, and it take a male and a female to be a complete man. So within ourselves, as male and females, we have to manifest the positivity before we can put it into works outside of ourselves.
But that manifestation side of ourselves is what's missing in many. I don't think we're taught to manifest. We're not taught these things. So it's our responsibility at one point to reach it. It becomes responsibility on the self, not on anyone else.
Yes, that's why it is important for us to take responsibility for our own doings, because is we are doing it. And most time what has happened, we in the system that we are living in, we are educated to be dependent. So everything is coming from outside within ourselves. And what it have done, it put a cloud of darkness over our own reality within ourselves. So we cannot expand our reality from inside to outside to make a reflection of who we are.
But it's not an easy step to go from your, like, take my example for just for because we're talking together, so I cannot take the neighbor life. I don't know about his life, but for me, it's why is it such like most people stop at the start, at the starting point to get to know yourself, to your higher self. Like, why is it such a big deal to go back natural? Like, why are we so dependent on the unnaturality? Because it takes a massive will effort on yourself to really say no to nonsense and yes to higher and divine.
Because the education that we got from the system, it constipated our mind and it constipated our consciousness. So we have a constipated mind and a constipated consciousness governed and covered by the darkness that controls our creativity within.
I like when you say you use the word constipated, because also the opposite of having constipation is having diarrhea, right? And sometimes you hear people sing or people talk, and it sounds like verbal diarrhea because they've been constipated for so long that now it just comes out like trash. Like, we have to state facts as they are. I think people in this world start to sing before they start to talk, before they start to learn to speak. They start to sing, and sometimes it sounds just like verbal diarrhea.
Yes, because when you have a constipated mind and a constipated consciousness, you speak constipated words. And most of the time, those words are trash. That's why I said some words that people speak is like the trash that the wind blow it away. You see, the truth will always stand because the truth is reality. I and I is a reality. You and me is a word of separation that been taught to us. But when I say I and I am dealing with the spirit within the I and the spirit within I is a connection of einity. So when you are in einity, is the I am that I am that I am is in connection with each other, so we can work together and the positivity in us can become a reality outside of us.
That's why me and you do things so natural, like you sing, and I do this stuff here on YouTube, very natural, because it's what we're supposed to be, natural, not unnatural. And once you start, once you just take one little step, what I think is just to say no to nonsense and distraction, and from then you can start a great journey. But it takes yeah, for
I,
sure.
I mean, we born as a child and then we grow up into an environment where religion manipulates our minds, politics manipulate our consciousness, and the environment of the negative system manipulate us so much that it takes years and time to learn to reach into yourself or into ourself to find out who we are.
40 years in my case. 40 years before I started to really feel myself, and not just feel myself, but like act without insecurity. Like I don't come here insecure or in fear, or if I fuck up, I fuck up. I'll learn from it. Big deal. Like I don't stress myself out with that. I'm too blessed to be stressed. But I for sure, my art doesn't want to shrink anymore. So the art expand, and I think the more you expand that connection to your own art, the more you go out and you connect with all kinds of great people like you. Like this is just happening. We're not forcing things here. It's just something that is very maybe orchestrated by higher power. I don't know, but it's us taking the decision also. This deciding to decide must be part of our life at one point.
I and I is I and I is I and I higher power. It's only I and I can make us I and I power. It's only I and I can create our plant, our manufacture that higher power within us. Is I and I have to do that. That's why when you're constipated by religious thought, you live by fear. When you are constipated by political thought, you live by fear. When you are constipated by war and monetary matter, you live by fear because you have to fear of your own self. People is fear of what is outside of them. So the system teaches you to be fear of your own self by educating you to fear of things you cannot see.
That's when you become fearful. You're full of fear.
Yes, that's why there was a president, I believe, in the United States that said the hunger fear is fear itself.
Yeah, the only thing to fear is fear itself. That's the only thing you should fear.
Yes, but when you know yourself, when you become spirituality or spiritual within your consciousness, when you know the positive energy, when you know who you are, when you know that you is part of the tree of life, part of the tree of positivity, and you are not part of the tree of the negative thought or the negative world, then you know who you are. And so you can always manifest outside of you the works of higher learning, and people can see the light shining, because I and I have to let our light shine before men, that they see I and I good works that reflect I and I within ourselves as a positive. Because I and I decide what is positive and what is negative, and we know what is negative and we know what is positive. So it's two roads before us. So we have to make our choice, free will. I am not against a person who want to take the negative road, because it doesn't bother me, because it's he or she free will. Sometime in life, one man negativity is a next man positivity, and one man positivity is a next man negativity. So choose, because we are free will, to rebuild ourselves within ourselves.
But there's something else you can do other than choose, and it's to keep your head in the sand. You can keep your head like an ostrich in the sand and not look at anything. And that's the case of most people. They keep their head in the sand, I find, because it's very obvious to state the obvious truth. It's not that hard. Okay? It's not that hard. It's not something very hard. I haven't done super high research. I started asking questions. That's all. But most people do not want to face facts, and that's the probably your stairway down to hell. And facing fact is your stairway up to your stairway to heaven, the real stairway to heaven. Face facts, face truth. Why? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people just prefer keep their hand in the sand because of the hive bravado also. Like other people are all keeping their head in the sand. So why should I stick mine out and start being who I'm supposed to be? Like, and even that, there's no awareness there because they are convinced that they know who they are. This is the ego also plays a big role in there. People do zero awareness. They don't even know that they don't know that they don't know. I was like that. I was like that. I didn't even know that I didn't know that I didn't know. It especially when I started looking at the sun, I'm like, why? I've never looked at it. This is the thing. It's obvious. It's there. It's shining for everyone in the sky. But no one wants to really ask question. Just a simple question. Is the sun moving? A simple question. Simple. But even that, I didn't do it. Why? I don't know why we're like that, but the human psychology become very, very interesting.
No, because we always accept what they teach us. People don't question what they have been taught within the educational frames systematically. All right, the system say the earth is going around the sun. None of us don't try to find out if the system is speaking the truth or the system is speaking not the truth. Because listen, one time in history gone, some people say, oh, the earth is flat. And everybody accept that the earth is flat. Now we are in this time where they say, oh, the earth is going around the sun. Personally, I don't pay attention to those things. I just live within the order of what creation really is, because whether the sun is going around the earth or the earth is going around the sun, it's not for me to think about that. But the most important thing to I is to give thanks that I am living on the planet Earth, and to give thanks that there is a sun, and the communication between the sun and the earth that make things happen in a positive way so that we can exist. And I give thanks and praise for that.
I totally agree with you all the way. It has, what does it change in my everyday life that it goes around or not? But it changed on a collective level. This is where my empathy comes in, and my connection to the earth, to other people, to my sense of feeling stuff. Because a lot of people are mesmerized by lies and deception. And this is what I see in this world, in my environment. I was willing to face my own reality of my own being. It comes naturally with facing the reality also that surrounds you. It's not my main focus, because 99% of the stuff outside of myself do not really matter. Like, it's all inside. Today, it's my emotional state. First of all, I got to be on the eye on life, not the eye on any substance or anything. Life should provide me life do provide a high, but it's just, I think we're not catching the high. We go with substance. We think alcohol makes us high, or weed makes us high, or stuff like that makes us high. But being high is high on life. That's the I don't need cannabis to be high. That is for my pain at night if I want to sleep or something. But coming to do this with you, I'm high on life. Like, that's all I need. But I think it's that feeling of I also that is very misconception.
Well, you see, when you're educated by so many lies, then you become mental lazy. And when you become mental lazy, you do not want to look within yourself. Because high for me is when I am spiritually high, consciously high, psychologically high, you know? And those three heights that because when I'm high in that way, I can always reason with my inner power and within my inner self. Because everything that is positive is within your inner self. And everything that is negative come from the outside, is somebody teaching your habits that you pick up within the systematic frame. So when you're mentally lazy, you do not want to confront the reality of yourself. You believe so you have to smoke some herb, or you have to drink some alcohol, or you have to take some drugs. Now, I might be offending some people out there when I say smoking herb or taking some alcohol, drinking some alcohol or taking some drugs. But I do not have to smoke or to drink alcohol or to take drugs to be high. Because wisdom, knowledge, and overstanding within my inner self teaching me the laws of spirituality and consciousness and psychological decency or creativity, I feel high. I am high.
It's also the commitment of reaching your higher selves gives you a high, permanent high. A high should be a high bliss high all the time. It's not something you put on a shelf. I'm high today, not tomorrow. Like you're high all night or you're not. And that feeling should be permanent for sure. That's the goal.
Yes, and the world need re-education. People need to re-educate themselves about the fact, about the truth, about what is the fundamental reason why we are here. We are here for a special reason. We are here because the creative force of life creates us in a positive way and a positive manner. And we were educated not to live in that positive manner. We were educated to suppress ourselves, to live in the negative way.
And again, without knowing, without even awareness of that, like if I go back to my previous state of mind, like around 30 years old, 20 years old, I had no awareness. I didn't know, even know that truth existed. Like you think that because we see life the way we are, not the way life is. And that is the killer right there, because life is so immense. Life is bigger than your life. Life is bigger than my life. Life is huge. It's immense. From where I see it, it's immense. So what? I'm gonna have probably need a 3-4 life before I make sense of it, or I get a greater sense of get the real big picture. But I think you get the big picture at one point, maybe during the journey.
You ever live in this environment and hear people blaming life all the while? Oh, life is so hard. Life is this, life is that. Life is not the problem, because life is a source of liberty. Life is not the problem. Mankind is the problem. And mankind is not taking responsibility for his own problem that he has created or she has created. So whenever you reach the climax in your liberty, in which you come to the knowledge that you is the problem, then you start to take baby step to look within yourself, to look within your consciousness, to uplift your consciousness, to uplift your spirituality, to uplift yourself psychologically.
Yeah, because one day I looked in the mirror and I said, I have enough to be the problem, because it's either you are part of the solution or you are the problem. and that is it. It's nothing else. So one day I decided to look at the mirror and I said, okay, I have enough of being the problem. Now it's time to be part of the solution. That's all it is. It's a decision also. It's a decision. Like I haven't received a call from the divine, but I decided to enroll on the payroll of the divine. It's much better. Much better pay.
Yes, because the
It's
divine
not
is
money.
within, the divine is within ourselves.
Exact.
So when I and I start to tap the divine within ourselves, then we come to the acknowledgement to take responsibility for our own doings.
Yeah. Too many of us are on the evil payroll. It's time to leave the evil payroll and go on the road to higher and divine. And the road is much smoother. Like everything is chaotic in the hell in the hellish existence. It's very chaotic. There's a lot of pain, torture, and disease and stuff. Like it's very scary. The hell place. So you want to be more on the, and I think that can bring ease also into our being. What do you think about that? Like being on a smoother road, it's much easier, no?
Yes, being on the smoother road is much easier because when you live in a life or a world of luxury and fantasy, love can't be reached. And if you cannot reach love, you cannot reach truth. And if you cannot reach truth, you cannot reach yourself within. And if you cannot reach yourself within, then you lost yourself altogether.
And I think love is something that has to reach you. Like it's there. All I see around is love. Me, I don't see hate. Hate is stuff that have been taught to hate or to be jealous or envy or whatever feeling it is coming from down there. If I look around, I see the tree, I see love. I look at the grass, everything. I see people, I see love. People are to me are not hate and all this, all the conditioning has been taught to us. If I take every beings that are around me, I see love and light being. It's just their love is not shining. It's the hate often that shine and the darkness, not the light. But we are love and light beings. I don't see anything else. Unless you bring some kind of monsters on Earth and we become, okay, I know they are here, the monsters, it's us. But I mean, originally, we're not created to destroy. We're here to love, to share lights, to share inspiration, and to make this place a paradise or recreate it or come on, for what it's intended to be. The creator, it's like he blew in a big bubble. And that's the dream of life we're in. That's how Arthur Christian used to explain it to me. He said, Yannick, he said, it's like the creator one day decided to, with his breath, because you create with your breath, you know, when I speak my words, it's when I exhale, not when I inhale. So when you exhale, you create. So the creator went with his breath, blow a big bubble, which is us, and that's the dream of life. But that's where it's not intended for us to suffer. I can wrap my head around this.
And it's not mankind alone. It's the trees, it's the water,
Yeah,
it's the
everything. The dream
animals.
of life. Yeah.
Yes, yes. The tree of life is many different life. And so if we respect all the different life, then we are respecting the creator. You know? So when people do not look into themselves, as I said, when you are constipated mentally, there's a cloud of darkness that cover your consciousness and your spirituality so that you don't tap into your divine that is within yourself. Because whenever you start to tap into that divine, then your eyes open to be wise, to have knowledge, to have overstanding, understanding, and understanding. Because you have to have inner standing before you can have understanding and overstanding. Because overstanding and understanding is on the outside. But you have to manifest inner standing first.
Yeah, that's the process that happened to me. I started to inner stand first, to stand out, to stand for something. I said, if I don't stand for something, I'll fall for anything. So I said I would start falling, standing for something, and that's the inner stand. You know, you take a stand within yourself, your strength, your mighty powers. You don't break your integrity. You know, that's one thing that we do a lot is breaking our integrity, also, which is like a crucial thing here to keep our integrity.
Yes, we have to have integrity.
Yeah, integrity.
Yes, but integrity is also good because integrity within I and I self. Because when you have integrity, you are corresponding with who you are on a higher plane. Because you're in coordination with the laws of the universe. You're in coordination with the cosmos. You're in coordination with the zodiac. Because all of us have to be in coordination with the engine of the universe that keep the life energy flowing together.
Yeah, but there's like a veil preventing to see all these laws. Me, I wasn't aware of multiversal laws and laws of divine, and these words weren't even crossing my mind. I'm telling you, I'm serious here. So there's a complete unawareness even of the deeper, like. Sometimes I think about it, and it's very easy for us today to know the reason about that because we have come to a point of understanding, overstanding, understanding, and all this is becoming very clear. I'm getting in touch with great people like you, giving me your insight on life. I'm getting clarity, but I never had clarity in my life. I was in a foggy brain. I think we have foggy brains.
Constipated consciousness.
Constipated consciousness with foggy brains.
The foggy brain. And when you have constipated consciousness, you're mentally blind.
That's the effect. That's the direct effect. You become mentally blind.
Yes, you
And
become mentally blind to reality. You
should
become
we say
mentally
dumb too?
blind
Should we
to
say
love.
dumb and blind mentally?
Yes, yes. Who that have eyes to see, let them see. That mean when you're consciously together, you have eyes to see. But when you're mentally unconstipated, blind, you cannot see because you're not looking inside within the inner power within yourself to see the positive. You're just holding on to what is coming from the outside, which is the negative.
I think this is it. We see, but we don't look. Because if you look at the word look, there's two O, probably for the two eyes to look deeper into reality. But we just see the world as it is, and that's it for us. That's life.
Yes, but it's what they teach us.
I know. It's crazy.
It's the thing that we observe as a child growing up within a system, because we must remember the system was created to manipulate the massive, and the few that run the system know the truth, what is going on, but they do not want people to be part of the truth, because if people become wise and know the truth like them, they will lose power.
Yeah, but it's a new era now. Things are changing because of what we're doing. Things like we do today. Like, you just go back in the 80s when I was in my teenage years. There was no internet. Like all the information I was getting was from my parents, my family, newspaper, TV, the school, the surroundings. Today, we can dive deep into the world and exchange. Like if you have shareable thoughts, share them. If you are a thinker, share your thoughts, not just thoughts that have been taught to you, but original thoughts. If you have them, if you can have them, share them.
Well, it is written, it is written that when mankind don't want to listen to the man of truth, and mankind don't want to listen to the positive words of the man of love, I will let wood and stone talk to you. Now, music and computer is wood and stone. Music is the first vehicle that represent truth or present truth and love from our divine entity within us. And this computer here is negative and positive. But if you are seeking the truth, the truth is right there also. And most people do not want to deal with the truth within the computer here. Everybody want to follow the gossip and the follies.
The hype. People love the hype. So flat earth is another hype. Everybody's got stuck in it. They all think it's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's within you, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is from within, and that has to come out, and that takes more than a few video on YouTube to even mention the word truth. I found that out during my because I was on that hype a bit at the beginning. I sensed it a bit. It was a bit crooked or something early in, because I'm a guy that probably act with scrutiny and everything. So, but yeah, the hype. It's the hype. There's many hype.
Whenever you see the light, you will see the truth. And
Exactly.
whenever you see the truth, you will see love.
When you see the
Because,
light, there's no doubt.
yeah,
Black Guru says that in one of his songs.
yeah, because as I said many times, you have to live truth to see love, and you have to live love to see truth. And you have to manifest truth and love by works. Works. If you manifest the truth by works and you manifest love by works, then you are rebuilding yourself within yourself, because you are growing on the soil, a divine soil within yourself, so that you can become fertile within I and I.
Often we say that the mind is fertile.
Yes, in the scheme of humanity.
No, that's very true.
You're not going to go down into humanity anymore. You're going to deal with humanity.
And you as a singer, I mean, how important was that at an early stage to get in touch maximum possible with your higher self and the I am within you and the creator and all that stuff? Was that on the forefront of your mind before you start going into the world and perform and all that, or that came with the age, by aging a little bit and noticing, observing stuff, observing people, observing earth and stuff, that you came to a more expanse self-realization, if I can say it this way?
I will say this. I grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother is a spiritual woman. She's not a religious woman.
Okay.
And most of the religious thought and teaching and thinking, I wasn't part of that, but I was part of my spiritual self. I didn't come to that realization until I was 7 years old. From the time I was 7 years old, I was writing little poetry, little songs, little melodies, little music that naturally come to I. So I was born with the cosmic energy of music and words. My grandmother discovered that when I was 7 years old, and she said to me, son, you might go to school or go to the university, You might become a doctor, a lawyer, anything you want to come. But remember, I am telling you this as your grandmother. You're born with the energy of music. And when you become an adult, I would like you to share this music and these words that you are creating with your brothers and sisters around the world, because it is very important to communicate through music, because music is true, music is real. If you're going to become a doctor or a politician, that is what they're teaching you, but this is what you're born with. This is your cosmic energy, and you must pursue it and become part of the entity of music. And that is how that is how I was from that time until now. I don't sit down and write a song. I don't think tomorrow what the next rhythm will be all about. I might be walking on the street, melody, rhythm, and music come one time. Lyrics, it come with lyrics, it come with melody, it come with music. And I work on those three things within a song to make it a reality.
Yeah, and for the music part, you're from Jamaica, so you grew up in Jamaica, right?
Yes?
Okay, so with especially when you were younger, dancehall wasn't that much around. It was more roots reggae in Jamaica, and Bob and Culture and all the big bands and big producers and like you and other people. So when you started, it was like roots reggae. Today, the music have become a bit weird. Like I say, people, it sounds like verbal diarrhea and very much computerized, and it has changed a lot. It has changed a lot. So how important is it for you to stay true to your original vibe, than not get swipe into the whole computer thing?
No, I man stand firm, you know. I man stand firm within the consciousness of who I am. My music started from the drums, the maroon drums, the Kumina drums, the Nyabingi drums. So whenever whenever the energy of music comes, it comes within the form of drums. And that's why I said I stand firm, because the drums is the roots of all sound. Whether it's a keyboard, whether it's a guitar, whether it's a bass guitar, you know, a flute or horns or voices. For me, everything is just a harmony of drums. And that is how my music have been created. So because I was educated with the roots, because the roots is the truth, and from that roots is love. That's why my concept is the one love revolution. So within this one love revolution is all these elements. So computerized music cannot manipulate my mind. No, I will not allow computerized music to manipulate my mind. Because even yesterday I was talking to one of my elder musicians that record with me at all times. And he was just telling me, Midas, listen to you talking to me for so many years. You have not changed. You're the said person. Because I am simple. But within my simplicity, I have the energy of music, and I can deliver the music in a simple way so that people around the world can overstand and understand my inner standing, putting out to them to let them know that I hear what you are going through. I know what you are going through. I am not creating this music for myself. I am just the messenger. but the words and the sound is coming from the creator to let you know that my music is your voice.
Yeah, definitely simplicity you were mentioning is the key to brilliance for sure. You must keep it simple. Don't need fireworks. But for going to a bit more into the music part, want to go a bit deeper. Music starts, first of all, when you start the process of creation. I want to know what importance and what maybe in the future you'll give more importance to, because things are changing, evolving also. And now there's YouTube. There's, we even had a little bit project in mind and some things. So how the importance you give to the process of creation, but also elaborating the process of creation. And not only creation, I'm not talking about the act on the stage, but the creation first in your mind. It comes in your mind. What's your process like, and what importance is it for you? Is it more important because it's the feeling you get after all? Is it the feeling of being on stage, or the feeling of creating something from channeling your divine thoughts into the music and creating something in that moment? It's a moment of upliftment. Or if it's other things like the studio might be when you receive the vinyl and you make it play, then you get a high. What's your take on this?
Before the vinyl come out and before the CD come out, those music was created in I, and I arrange music within myself. Nobody knows what I'm going to sing, how the rhythm is going to sound, because everything I created within myself. Anyone who know I personally, I can take my mouth and tell the keyboard player what phrase I want him to play, tell the bass player what phrase or style I want him to play, tell the drum what rhythm and what pattern I want him to play, tell all the players of instrument, this is how I want you to play this music to suit my formation and my creativity within myself.
But that knowledge of the music, does it come naturally to you, like to orchestrate all the instrument together, or it's just by practice because you've been doing it for a long time? Now you're like a chef d'orchestre in there. You can, just by the sound of the word, the melody you give, you can get the bass rhythm, you can get the drum, you can get the guitar riff, and all that stuff. Like, how do you do it? It's all come from there? Or you put that on paper with notes and intervals and something very, very robotic.
I don't write out music on notes and papers. As I tell you, I work on music within myself. Within myself, I get the melody.
You make sounds within yourself.
Yes, sounds. That's what I'm saying. I'm part of the cosmic energy of music. I, when the melody come within myself, and sound become within myself, and lyrics become within myself, then I put it together in music. I started out with the drums and my bass line, and then my lyrics, and then the type of guitar I would like to hear, and the type of keyboard. I mean, everything don't just happen one way. As I start out to build my rhythm, then different phrases come within myself naturally. How the arms must sound, how the guitar must sound, how the keyboard player must sound, what pattern the percussion must sound. And then I go into the studio with musicians, and I said to all musicians, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm hearing within myself. I do not want to put all of myself into the music. I'm going to give you my ideas, and all of us work together to let it be a reality.
Okay, and how hard, because that process of not writing the musical stuff and the lyrics and stuff, how hard is it after when you get on stage with a musician to get the same riff? Like, it will never be the same exact same, and that's okay, because that's what naturality is. It's never really the same. But can you like, you will never reproduce the exact same song twice then?
Yes, you have to reproduce the said song twice because
No, no, but the exact same.
it going to work out to be the exact same because you're going to you're going to work with some musicians, right? It's like music is like building a house. You lay the foundation, you build up the column, you build up the walls, and
Yeah.
it's like building a house. But first thing, you have to be honest to yourself and said, this is my idea. You give the musician them your idea. They hear you singing and they can listen to your singing and your melody and create and come up with a sound. And I can say, no, this is not what I hearing in my brain, not going to work. Try this. But if I come up with an idea and it don't sound good, and the bass player said to me, Midas, this will work better. I said, yes, let's try it. Because too much of Midas is not good within the rhythm. Because we are all working together. I am just giving you my idea and what you feel naturally. Because this is why I like to go into the studio with live musicians so that when I give them my idea, my melody, and my lyrics, they can have a spiritual feelings from what my melody and my lyrics is putting out to them, so that they can have this energy to be complementary to what I am putting out. And so we form the rhythm section.
And this is what I think we miss a lot in the music today. It's the mantric power, I think, in the music, and the mantric power in the voice of singers and stuff. And that comes with naturality, with instruments. If you want to make any instrument can sound very good when it's alone, like a trumpet will sound good, but when you put all the instrument together in the same room, it becomes such a great harmony, and it can become a great harmony, especially if you are really into it, like you do it.
Yeah, because when you have the drum and the bass and the lyrics and the melody together, then the next instruments in the music, you have to say, well, then listen, you're going to use certain pattern. The hand's not going to blow right through the rhythm. The hands have its section where it plays. The rhythm guitar have its section where it plays. The percussion come in at the right time because it's how you mix the music. You can build a beautiful building, but if you don't paint it the right way, the building don't look beautiful.
It's gonna look like shit. That's it.
you
Exact.
know?
Do you master any instrument? Yeah.
No, I don't master no instrument because all instrument is naturally in I already.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you, I can tell the bassman what to play. I can tell the drummer what pattern to play. Tell the keyboard player what I would like him to play. Tell the guitar what I would like. Because everything within the creation of each songs is within I already, and I work on it within myself already.
Okay, but being into the music like you are and everything since a very young age, you ever been tempted like to grab a guitar or a piano? Like someone put you on the piano course? I'm sure your grandmother told you to learn piano.
No, sometimes I play around with the drums.
Okay, but
Sometimes I play around little with a little guitar, a little keyboard, but I am not master of none of them. But within myself, I can hear the pattern of the drum. Within myself, I can hear the pattern of the bass line. Within myself, I can hear the phrases of the guitar and the keyboards and the percussions. I can hear the phrases of how the background vocal is going to sound with me and what section I want them to come in with and all these things. Those things are within me already.
so would you say that the biggest I from creating your music comes from the studio vibe when you together and you vibe on a spiritual level and you adjust the vibe and the sound and the riff of the guitar and all this, that's the moment that you feel the most high with the stuff, or
Yes, yes, that is the greatest high to high because
that's it. That's what I
Be-
mean.
Because here what happened. Whenever I record a song, I record music, that come out, that is out of I. That is out of I.
And it's something that need to be released.
Yes, whenever I come on a record or a CD or a record, any recording, it release.
That's why they call that a release when they release new single or stuff. It's a
Yes, I
release.
release it out of my musical consciousness. Now, when I go on stage, the music and timing and everything is within I already. If the musician want to make mistake, that is their problem. But I am not going to make any mistake because I have the music and know the music within me already.
That's it when your voice goes up or down according to the rhythm, like the drum stops or the guitar stop. You know when to stop. You know the stuff, like what you have to perform and so.
Yes, and we rehearse
Yeah.
with the musicians for them to learn the music because they know the music already. The last time I was rehearsing in Belgium, and the drummer said to the rest of musicians, please follow Midas. Midas is not following us because he know the music is in his brain already. So let us play and follow him. He's not following us, it's we are following him because he knows every crypts and corner of his music. And so it was nice working with those musicians because they understand.
And that's why also you can go like in Belgium, in Europe, get a band you never perform with, go into rehearsal with them. If they're professional enough, they will pick up the vibe. They don't need to have notes written and stuff.
If a set of musician is good,
Yeah,
real good, real good,
like a
right?
great band.
Yes, because remember, music is what you hear. If you have a good ear, you can become a good musician. Anytime you see a musician write down music on piece of sheet and paper play, he's not playing with no soul. He's not playing with no spirituality. He's looking on the paper. But when you find a set of musicians who can listen to I and just play what they hear from the melody of what I am singing, those people are real musicians because they are playing music from a spiritual vibes.
I've seen a couple bands like this in Europe that I see like Perfect Gizmani go in Europe or something, and they get there and they pick up. You can see that it's not a band that they perform with normally into any concert, but then they get with them and they pick up the vibe right away. I'm like, they get, but it's according the singer knows his stuff also. I'm sure every singer that is fully into their music know it.
Yeah, I mean, I go to Jamaica and I have a session. I get slide done by Robbie Shakespeare, Answer Collins, Robbie Lynn, China Simit, Bongo Herman, and we're going to Lady Read It. And they just listen to me sing the song for 5 minutes. And you hear drum, you hear slide, find a pattern right away. Robbie Shakespeare find a line, you know. Answer Collins come up with a piano phrase. Robbie Lynn come up with an organ phrase. And everybody start to mesh together, jamming together. And I say, Midas, how this sound? And I would say, well, try something over there and try something over there and they say, yeah, man, this is the right thing, man. And the engineer say, red light, ready for rhythm. And we just, boop, rhythm.
That's great. Boom. And
Yes, rhythm.
to do all these steps, you need some drive activation. You need to be driven to go into studio. You need to be driven to create. You need to be driven to go on stage. Okay, younger, you might have been driven more to go in studio than on stage, or I don't know what was your. But today, where you are, what is your driving force? The most thing that you like, is it making videos? Is it going on stage? Is it creating in studio with bands? Like, what is your driving force? What is your most activated drive today?
It's three driving force I have. Creating the music within I, going to the studio and record the music, and performing the music live on stage and sharing it with people around the world.
That,
Because those
that
three things is three in one and one in three for me. Is the Trinity for I. Creating the music within myself, get it out, recording it in the studio, and performing it live. It's three in one and one in three for me. Is my musical trinity that.
Yeah, and it's essential. I think for sure the performing part uh, could be seen as an act also, like you're an actor. But if you are not an actor, what are you? A spectator? Like, I
Now,
prefer being the actor.
when I am on stage, I am not acting. I am not performing. I am not entertaining.
Yeah. How do you see it? That's it.
I am natural.
Okay. You go
It's
there
natural.
to
Yes, it's
communicate a
natural.
message.
Yes, it's natural. It's the roots. Is my real self. I am not acting it out. I am not performing it out. You know, is naturality, is a spiritual combination of sound, word, sound, and power that is within I and I. That at that time, when I'm performing live, I'm into a musical spiritual zone.
And what we want to hear is the voice of the singer. Like, sometimes I see them jumping all over the place and up and down and like a very, very hyper on stage. It's not really what attracts me. It's more someone with serenity. And what we hear from you in the music is your voice. So I'm not there to see you jump all over the place like a kangaroo. La.
Well, those things are acting.
Just me. La.
One is acting.
Yeah,
I
I
am
know.
not saying I am not saying that you mustn't do a little dancing and in line with the rhythm,
Well,
and,
for sure.
and let the crowd feel good and all these things. But when people jumping up on stage and bawling out and nobody don't know what language they're singing and getting on crazy, it's like when people acting in religious circles drop on the floor and roll themselves on the ground and telling them they are in the spirit and all them things there.
Same thing.
Those things are acting, man. But when you are natural, when you are within yourself, when you are in the spiritual energy of music, you are in tune with the creator. There's no need for you to be acting. You are into a spiritual musical zone.
Yeah, no, it's a great place to be for sure. Yeah, so when it comes to also like because today it's a lot about the visual. If you talk about music, there's the auditive part, the visual part, the stage part. Uh, do you plan on making more of one and another? Like, what's your plan for RAS MIDAS? For you must have a vision for the now. Yeah, you have your eyes wide open in the now, but also you must have something thought for the future, I'm sure. So, what's your do you intend to be more driven into some aspects of the music, or you just keep the going with the flow and you see where it's gonna elevate?
I just move with the flow. I just move with the energy.
That's it.
I because in life too much of one thing is good for nothing. So when you get into this driven and all those things and forcing yourself to do these things, the audience will see that you're forcing yourself. The audience don't like artists to be over forcing themselves on the audience. They don't like that. They want to see you in a natural, cool, positive vibes, in a natural, cool, positive way, so that they can float along with you. It's like flying, you know? If you're in an aeroplane and the aeroplane is going too fast, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Because we must remember, the race is not for the swift. It's for those who can endure to the end.
That's it. It's for those who can endure it.
Yes. So for me in reggae music, hundreds of horse is riding on the track. But when they take the turn for home, who's going to pick it, or who's going to pick it up in the stretch? Because it's in the stretch you're going to prove if you have the lyrics, if you have the music to educate the people to look within themselves. Because that's all my music is all about, to look within yourself.
Soon we will see who are the real revolutionaries.
All right.
Bob said that, eh?
That's what brother Bob said.
Yeah.
You can jump up all the while and run up your mouth and say all what you want to say. But when the time comes, when all the horses take the turn for home and reach the stretch, we are going to see who are the real revolutionary, who are the real freedom fighters.
And that you know it deep within yourself when your time has come, when you're, there's at one point you're going to catch a break if you're awake and aware, and a break will come, and that's up to you also to, there's decision that need to be made. Like it's not so much destiny that come and meet you in life. I think it's more you taking decisions.
I have to create my own destiny.
But that's it. By
Yes.
taking decisions.
If I don't create my own destiny, destiny is not going to create it for I. Destiny is a word.
Right there.
Destiny is a word. But destiny means take responsibility and work hard for your own doings. You know? Let your light shine before men that they see your good work. Let your works manifest to works. When your word is manifest to works, people is going to see your good work. And they will see the light that you are shining, which is the consciousness of the music and lyrics in a spiritual form, that they may receive it within themselves, so that they can look within themselves from the words that you are putting out to them, the message.
Yeah, let yourself be hit by love, catch the love vibe, and then the words will come to you. Like the words didn't came to me at first, and all the inspiration and stuff. But the more I started to breathe, the more I started to be inspired, and the more the words come. And if you're hungry, like I think it's Third World say that in one of their song, if you show your hunger, my words will reach you. But if you show yourself, love will reach you also. Like the love has reached me first. I think love has found me. Definitely, I feel like it. I don't know if I'm right, but I think love has found me. And then I was very, very hungry for truth, for self-realization, for that. So the words started to come, and the great people like you. So this is just going with the flow, natural. Like I I don't have an agenda with this. Also, it's not to have an agenda. I think it's be present in the now, because tomorrow might as well be gone, and I don't know what life can bring to us. Like especially when you have people around you that are affected by certain. Me, I have my wife that's affected by something, so it reminds me every day that life is very fragile. But we live like we have 1,000 years to live.
Yes, yes. You have to look at it, For myself, how I look on it. I am from here. I am in this life from the beginning of life. I am a reproduction of myself. I am a recreative of myself, because my father producer and I produce myself. It's down the line. It's generation upon generation. As I said to you before, life is not the problem. Life is for living. We are the problem. It's just like he was talking about love. Now that you have found love. No, is now that you have discovered love within yourself.
Yeah.
Because the way people talk about love is like love was 1,000 miles away or some place that you cannot see it, and
Some
all of a
distant
sudden it
place.
just good up and found you.
Yeah.
No, love is within yourself, and you must discover the love within yourself. And when you discover the love within yourself, it is up to you. What are you going to do with it? Truth is within ourselves. And when we discover that truth, what are we going to do with it? Spirituality is within ourselves. And when we discover it, what are we going to do with it? The divine power of the Creator is within ourselves. And when I and I discover it, what are we going to do with it? So it's either you deal with it in a positive way or you deal with it in a negative way. It
This
is
is
up to
where
us to make it to the best of our ability.
this is where honesty comes. You got to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest, forget about it. So we have to be honest, face facts, and this and that, and then it becomes very easy to like. I don't come here with something written. But I have a little sheet written with a bit of stuff by hand, but I have no agenda. I mean, I don't come here prepare. I don't prepare myself to come here. Life is not to prepare to live. The life is meant to be lived, not to prepare. That's what I've realized also. I don't need preparation to live. I should just live in the moment.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, because the moment is young. In a matter, it don't matter if you live 100 years or 2 million years. Every breath you take, it is in the present of the moment. You know, I hear people talking about the future, and I said to people, I can't think about the future. I don't know about the future. Every day is my future. I mean, people talk about birthday. I say every day is my birthday. I don't have no special day.
Exactly. It's my birthday every day. Every day is a
Yes,
celebration. Not just my birthday.
yes, every day is my birthday.
I say that all the time. Every day is a new celebration. I'm
Yes,
so grateful to be alive. Just that it's a celebration. We have more chance to be hit by lightning than to be alive. More chance to win the lottery than to be alive. You are already a lottery winner just by being alive. But that we don't realize. That's why we go buy lottery tickets at the store because we have a lottery mind. But it's already won.
you see,
That's what I've realized.
you see the difference is that buying a lotto ticket is a chance, but life is not a chance.
Exactly.
Life is forever. Life is everlasting. Life is existence. Life is the power of the Creator, and the Creator is not a chance. That's why I and I live it. Lightning is also a
Lightning.
chance. It's a chance because after the lightning, life still exists. Life still exists because life is a gift from the Creator, just because the Creator is the manifestation of life. So when we are living in the Creator, we are living in life. And when we are living in life, we are living in the Creator.
Yeah, and we have survived millions of sperm also to make it here. I'm already a champion. I'm already a champion from the start. I know it. Today I know it, but I didn't know that. It's stuff I didn't know, completely unaware of my championship. I was a championship. You know that I was totally unaware of this. It's the unawareness, and that's why I'm on YouTube, just to spread more awareness. It's not so much like if you look outside of yourself, you find lies and deception often. I think that the truth and awareness is something we bring from the inside and try to inspire each other to have better feelings with life, better emotional state. That can give you better relationship, better outcome of your life, a better feeling with life, a feeling of bliss maybe eventually. Who knows? Depends how far
Well,
you take it.
well, most people love illusion. Most people love fantasy. Because you know why? They don't have to take responsibility for their own doings. You check religion. Religion is waiting, always waiting for some great God to come from I don't know where to solve their problem. They do not want to take responsibility for their own problem. When they do things that is negative, they say, oh, it's the devil caused me to do it. Oh, it's God caused me to do it. God say I must do it. The devil say I must do it. No one is saying that I take responsibility for my own doings because everyone is looking to build up a mountain to hide behind for their own negative works that they have accomplished.
Exactly, like the head in the sand, the ostrich situation, and there's many people like that. And it's sad but true, and that's why also it's important to lift up your voice. And if you find yourself in the process, and you find a greater person inside that was there than before, just keep forging it and keep scratching the surface, and at one point you're gonna discover something really, really great. It's like even me, I'm still in this process of just scratching the surface. If you judge me now, you're going to judge me prematurely. I am just being reborn this morning again.
Yes?
So I'm reborn every day. So every day is a new celebration, a new me, a new even a new awareness, not new consciousness because I'm conscious or I'm not. I'm dead or I'm alive. Like simple. Either you use your head or you to reflect and reason and question, or you sit in front of the TV and you get information in. Like I prefer to just be out a bit on the internet with you guys and just have a greater perspective with life. And yes, it's great.
Yes, because I always look on the positive. Because most time people tell me about enemy and all them things. I say I don't have no enemy. Enemy is where you create on your own. Say, what about? I say, listen, if a European hate I, is not really I them hate, it's themselves them hate. And if a African hate I, it's not really I they hate their own self. And if a Asian don't like I, it's themselves them don't like. You know? Because what a person manifests within themselves and put it out on the next person, that's who them really is. So if I say that I hate John, I hate myself inside. But if I learn to love John, then I love myself inside.
That's why people become very reactive sometimes towards other people. They react out of anger, which is not them, which is just anger for themselves. Like I've seen it in action not long ago, close to me, not here, but I heard of some gossip. But people have very, very short temper, very short fuse, and that's because they don't control their emotional state. They don't know themselves, right?
Yes, yes. And
Because RAS, Midas, you know yourself. You know what trigger your anger. You know what trigger your anxiety. You know what trigger this, trigger that, trigger that. You know how to manage your emotional state better, right?
yes, and that is learning to manage yourself.
Exact.
Is learning to take responsibility for your doings and take responsibility for yourself. You know?
But if you don't control your emotion, do you control your emotion?
You have to, or your emotion is yourself.
Exact.
You know?
So I say if I'm joyful and enthusiastic, it's gonna show in my smile. I haven't not smiled here for the last hour and a half because I'm enthusiastic and I'm joyful and I'm in the moment. And I really appreciate love the time you take to come here with me also. So no, I'm gonna show gratitude for sure. And that's start with a smile on your face.
I appreciate love being
Sorry with a
here.
smile on the face. So much people have problem putting
Because
smile on their face.
sometimes it's not the smile you have outside, it's the smile inside.
Yeah, but you can see the smile inside because I'm an open book.
Yeah, yes, because happiness is to show that you're smiling inside. You know, in the world we live in, your smile is a habit. You know, people meet people and skin up them face and talking about them smile. Most time I have to laugh about that within myself and say, why is it you have to skin up your face before I pretending that you're smiling or you're happy to see me when I know deep down inside you're sad.
Exact. And so that's pretending. I don't want to pretend. And this is the smile I have on the outside. But if you want to see the smile on the inside, it's there. It's in action. That's the
Yeah.
action I'm taking right now. It's the smile on the inside.
Yes. So
That's
how
all.
many minutes we have leave here?
Sorry?
How many time we have leave on the show?
No, we're done. We went through all the stuff I was gonna go through with you. I was gonna play music, but unfortunately I can't because my wire's broken. The dog kind of pulled it before and broke the wire, so I
Okay,
have to get a
okay.
new one.
So that is cool. Well,
But
it,
it will be
it,
a pleasure again to have you back. We're gonna keep that discussion going another time. It's not the last time. I think it's the fourth time we're together. And so we're just gonna keep going. We keep. I think we learn and we grow every time we get together. Like me, it's a power surge. It's like I'm a power plant. I generate power, but I get power from somewhere. Like I feed on people a lot for power and strength and light and love and stuff. And I know you have all that stuff. So
you, you have it too, man. Each one teach one. I learn a lot from the I as well as I learn something from I and I. So it goes both ways. Because personally, I am not saying that I know everything. I am just exchanging with you and sharing with you or your audience that this is what come naturally to I, and this is what I discover within my levity. So I just sharing what I discover, just like in my music.
and
But
the discovery of self is a long run. It's a long road. So you discover each and every day more and more. And I think the discovery never ends. So probably we'll never end our reasoning.
yes, but I just want to remind the audience that I have a 12-inch
Yes, that's true. You
vinyl,
got new stuff coming out.
a 12-inch vinyl that is coming out next year, the 8th of March, and Roots Vibration Records in Belgium. And it's two great songs. One is reminding us of when things was in the positive light, and the other song is about the spiritual journey and vibration that we should try to live. I'm not going to tell them the name of the song, but it's two songs coming out on 12-inch vinyl. I'm getting forward into the vinyl again because there's a big evolution of sound system in Europe right now. Lot of DJs, and I know a lot of DJs playing on the internet radio that is using vinyl. And I just want to say thank you very much, TRU-MON, to be part of the TRU-MON show. And I want to say many thanks to Nan Lewis of Entertainment Works and to Byte Radio, Bod and Vista in the UK. These are
Always.
some of my great supporters, brothers and sisters over there. And it's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. And when we can reason like this in love and unity, this world will always evolve to
Yep.
be a better world because the world is what we created. We don't create the earth, we create a world, our environment. So if one and one can listen to what we say today and to know that this message is for them also, we are doing our little part in helping to rebuild the world
Yeah.
of humanity with love and prosperity and harmony.
For the benefit of us all. That's what I say always. For the benefit of us all. That's what brings you here, brings us here. But thanks everyone in the chat. I saw Leslie, Will Everhurt, Roselyn, I think was there. I think I saw a name. I don't have it on my screen here. But thanks everyone, and that's it. It was a pleasure for me, an honor to receive the very honorable RAS MIDAS once again. It's a pleasure
Yes,
and an honor
yes, yes. We are
for sure.
just simple in what we are doing. We are simple in what we are doing. But it is nice to reason with you, Truman, because from I was a child, I am reasoning with the elders and so forth. I get most of my knowledge from the elders, and the elders instruct me to discover new books, and I'm always learning and reading. So I'm just sharing my inner self
That's why I
naturally.
come to you because I know you have stuff. I know. You're not older, you're elder. And elder, L is the enlightenment of the being. So I know you're an enlightened being, and I know it's not the last time we're gonna talk together. That's for sure. Thank you very much, Nan Lewis. Check out the 12-inch coming out from Rasmidas. Probably some new other stuff too that we're working on all together. The family, Byte Radio, and everyone, Bud Vixta, the whole family in UK. That's a massive vibe, Byte Radio. Check it out. Rasmidas is playing often there because for sure we catch your vibe for sure. I catched it too. Great, great. And what I like about your music is it's never really the same rhythm. Like, it change often.
Yes, yes, that
Yeah.
my music is like a garden.
Yeah, it's
It's
like a garden.
yes, it's many different flowers.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, it's many different flowers. So you see the bee comes sometime, the wasp comes time, the butterfly comes sometime, and the bird comes sometimes.
That's it.
Everyone that come will enjoy or have joy with something that they like, because too much of one thing is good for nothing. So I have to do it
And
like a garden, a garden of flowers,
we're going to keep planting seeds in our garden because we're sowing the seeds of love.
of love and truth.
Boom! We're
Boom!
out.
Love and
See ya.
unity.
Love. More
And
love.
I